take me home, take me on a ride. I got a good feeling about the colors lighting up your eyes. Take me home, take me to the sky. I got a good feeling. Tell me the only thing you are is mine now. Na 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 na. I got a good feeling. Na 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 na. I got a good feeling. Good feeling. You wanna know is how to hold on to it every moment. Dive into it like my love is an ocean. It's overflowing.
That great, but is that better?
Hello.
Okay. So nothing I just said. Yeah.
Let's rewind it. There we go.
I wonder if the mic is even turned on. That might have been a helpful thing to do. Anyway, so we'll just start again. Welcome to the Weekly Chatter Live. I am one of your hosts, Joshua Harrell, and this is
Jason Block back with you finally after 2 long weeks.
Yes, so he got bumped for Jenny from CIE. We were celebrating St. Patrick's Day, and then last week, Aurelia sat in for you.
Yeah.
So because you were chauffeuring your daughter to cheer.
I sure was.
Yeah.
We were getting ready for tumbling and stunting and all of that kind of fun cheer competition stuff.
Was it like Bring It On the movie?
It's a little bit different from that. It's more like, I don't know, I guess it's like gymnastics combined with like dodgeball. I don't know, it's got it has some, a coordinated, synchronized swimming on land with gymnastics and all kinds of crazy stuff going on. And lots of like techno and laser music and yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like that's something that we should all experience in our life if we have not.
At least once.
Yes, yes. But we missed you. But
I missed you.
Good
to be back.
What you missed was Aurelia and I trying to put together a jellyfish lamp that.
I heard that didn't go so well.
Well, it didn't go so well. So what you guys didn't know that happened right after we wrapped up the show is Aurelia discovered a whole series of instructions that I should have followed and just pointed out that I did not read the instructions. So right now, the jellyfish are just kind of hanging out there, but we're going to get them going pretty soon. So yeah, it was...
Fantastic.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was kind of like arts and crafts, like if we were doing a Martha Stewart show. It was like the arts and crafts segment, and it didn't go well. So it was. If this is your first time at the Weekly Chatter Live, welcome. If you are a new member of Travel Quest, huh? We're still having sound issues.
Yeah. Make sure your mics are on.
It is on and broadcasting. So Evan is talking to us. Can you guys hear us? Somebody say something if you can hear us. Yes, they can hear us. So you can't hear us.
Yeah, your sound's coming and going a little bit.
Okay. So stand by for a second, guys. Let's try something. Here's a nice... I wasn't prepared.
Do a little dance.
Make a little
distractions.
All right, so Evan, I'm gonna blame Evan on that. Can you hear us now, Evan?
Let's try it.
This is called live streaming, guys. Yeah. So CNC Travel Factory can hear us.
No sound issues, not coming and going.
So,
all right,
Evan, Stop fooling with us. I actually,
He's just trying to see if you're on your toes, Josh.
Do you know what? This is Evan's third time at the Weekly Chatter Live. Behind the scenes, guys. You guys are going to meet him soon. Normally, we put somebody in the chair their first week. I mean, come on.
I like how he's taking control.
He's taking control, but he really just kind of threw me. Yeah, there we go. Anyway, Evan's behind the scenes, our content manager, and helping produce the show, and it's a lot of fun having. We can actually say we have a live audience, a live studio audience.
Live studio audience, that's right. Don't boo.
Because audience isn't plural, is what I was informed. So it doesn't have to be a lot of people. It could just be one person. Right. Very nice to have him here. I don't remember what I was saying when the sound issues were cutting out. I was welcoming you guys.
Yes.
If you are new members to Travel Quest Network, very, very excited to have you here. And if you are watching us, because we broadcast this all the way around the world, all around
Does
the
the
world.
interweb run all around the world?
It does. It's called the World Wide Web.
Oh,
Yeah.
got it.
So we have future members of Travel Quest Network watching us.
We
and
do.
we have some of our favorite travel partners watching us too. So hi y'all, and also friends and family watching. So that's the thing too. This is, Jason makes me point out that this is not serious news. The point of this is not a serious dialogue, right?
Right.
We're just here to have fun.
That is what Friday Weekly Chatter is for. There are plenty of times for us to be serious, but this is a time just to take stock of the week, celebrate our wins, talk about some challenges, find some support from others in the network, and get ready for hopefully a great weekend, and then on to next week.
Yes, yes. So if you are in our members only Facebook group, which you have to be a member to be in the members only Facebook group.
That is true.
That is where the chatter is going on, and we're going to pop over there in just a moment. So please do share your wins, share your challenges. Most of the time when someone shares a challenge, they have a win that goes along with it. Sometimes, what was it, more money, more problems?
That's right.
Sometimes that's the challenge. So definitely jump in there and just keep it going. And you know what? I have to put out a little, give us a little bit of love as we go along. That's how Evan knows if our sound is working. If he sees emojis, right? Anyway, I'm giving him a hard time. He's like not happy with me right now. Anyway, what are you gonna say?
I'm loving it.
What did you miss most about being gone and away from the weekly chatter?
What did I miss most?
Yeah.
It's selfishly. I'm going to give
Okay.
you a selfish reason. This is the 1 hour a week in our schedule where I can come in and interact with our members, but also do it in just a fun and lighthearted way, right? It's not heavy. It's actually fun.
Okay.
And so it's something I look forward to every time that I'm able to come. It's just a good time.
Yeah. And I feel like I leave on a high.
Yes.
Yeah. I leave on a high.
Exactly.
Except for the time that I left and I got a flat tire, and then that was very deflating. But yeah. Well, we have missed you and very glad to have you back. And I want to tell you guys, when we sat down this afternoon, this one was saying, you know what? I think we should broadcast live from Travel Quest World this year.
Yes.
Because it starts on a Friday. So we all of a sudden, Evan started thinking, oh, this is how we can do it. So this show's going to go on the road here.
I'm looking forward to that, and hopefully a lot of you will be there, and you can come and participate live in the weekly chatters. We'll figure out how to get all that done.
Yes.
It's going to be fun.
So we've only had 2 of our members participate in the weekly chatter live. One was Wendy, who was with us on a diamond voyage in March, and she snuck in at the end, which that was a lot of fun. Almost pushed me off the balcony. That's my story. That's how I'm going to say it. And then Kara, when we were at Universal before Travel Quest World last year. And she was late to the show because she was getting groceries delivered to the hotel room. So anyway, it was a fun time. So you never know what's going to happen. Let's go over to the chat, Jason. Let's see what's
happening?
let's. Alan, he beat Cynthia.
Oh my goodness.
So if you are new to the show, Cynthia from Birmingham normally is the first person to say hello and to the group, and Alan beat her.
Wow.
So kudos to you, Alan, but Cynthia's like, ugh. But Cynthia is sharing a win for this week. She said, I finally have everything ready for my 2 events this weekend. A market on Saturday and a pet palooza on
what's that?
Sunday.
What's a pet palooza?
Cynthia, I mean, you've been watching the show long enough. You gotta, if you're gonna drop something like a pet palooza, you gotta say a Pet Palooza. Da, 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 da.
Right.
Give us a little bit more because we're going to ask about it.
Two
That
events though, one weekend.
Yes.
She's working.
Yeah, and the fact that you've got everything together, that does have to. You know what? That deserves a.
Yeah, girl.
Yes, it does.
Most definitely. That's perfect. So Alan says wins. Got to ride Tron at Disney for the soft opening this week.
Nice.
I'm a little bit jealous.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit jealous.
I've heard mixed things. So I was reading some of the reviews during some of their testing, right? They were
Okay.
like that first couple days of where they are having people, mostly Disney employees, do testing, and it was getting some mixed things. So I'm curious, was it awesome or?
Yeah, I mean, Alan, you say it's a win, but
It's cool that you were there.
Yeah. So is that the win, or was it really? See, if you can you compare it to Guardians of the Galaxy? Because I can tell you from riding that one that I've never ridden anything like that. I mean, it's like in 1 year I got to do the Velocicoaster and Guardians of the Galaxy.
Pretty cool.
And my head was about to explode. It was so I want to know, but I am jealous. So let's see here. Let's see. Stacy said, "Happy Friday, everyone." Debbie, happy Friday from Squim, Washington. She knows how to spell that out for me. I appreciate that. Walt said he got to drive down to Iowa.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm going to tell a little story about Walt driving down to Iowa.
Okay.
So our Angela lives in Iowa,
That's right.
but she happened to be here for meetings,
Right.
and her alarm, like her phone doorbell thing, went off because somebody was at the door, and it was Walt dropping off some coffee.
To her house?
Yeah, to her house. He didn't know she was here, but he did a drive-by and left her a little bit of coffee. So
that's cool.
Yeah, it was a surprise. She said she got this weird message from Walt saying, "Oh, how do you like your coffee?" And then the alarm went off. So
The alarm went off.
well, you know, the app went off. So anyway, that was a funny experience. Our Deb said, "Happy Friday, Travel Quest Network fam bam. I am feeling the music. When you are enthusiastic about what you do, feel this positive energy."
Nice.
I don't know if that was the song that we were playing, but I mean, at least they could hear that. If they couldn't hear us,
Yeah.
at least they could hear that.
I love it.
Awesome. Let's see here. Tanya said, "Happy Friday from Apple Valley, Minnesota." You're going to keep on doing this to me. It's when I sing the Harper Valley PTA song. It's now been every week. I'm just not going to do it this time.
Okay.
Because we did that in a meeting when I told you about that. It did not go well. Let's see. Alan, what'd you say?
I'm going to save your singing for later in the show.
Yes, exactly. You know what? When you get an earwig where you just keep a song going over and over again.
Right.
The one that I have right now is "Sky Rockets in Flight, Afternoon Delight."
So I thought it'd be later in the show.
Yeah,
about
but
like 5 seconds later. But
It was later.
Okay.
All right. So Alan said so he had a win that he did Tron,
All right.
but a big win, just booked a huge Cairo, Egypt trip.
Oh, cool.
So this is an amazing journey for Alan.
Yes,
I mean,
it is.
he has kind of hit like hyperdrive. Not,
He has
I
kicked
don't know if
it
that's a
into
Tron.
gear and has not let off the gas, it doesn't look like.
Yeah, like hold on a second. I've got other sounds.
Show me the money.
That didn't give enough there. I'm sorry. Super job, Alan. Congratulations.
Yes. And Cairo and Egypt in general over the last, 18 months really seems to be picking back up in terms of popularity as a place to go.
Have you been?
You mean recently?
Well, I mean, I've never been, so I'm just in general.
I did go once when I was much, much younger.
Yeah.
And I'm probably going back again next year.
Oh.
But a lot of I hear a lot about Egypt over the last year or so.
Okay.
Kind of coming out of the pandemic, it's one of those bucket list destinations, and a lot of people have just been like, now's the time, I'm going to go. So great job, Alan.
Well, I, with the Ahmadiyya going down the Nile, I think that would be...
I think that would be the ideal way to do it for me.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm traveling as part of a group, and that was not the selected mode of touring.
It's camel, right?
we're going
It's
in
camel.
right in a yes, a caravan through the desert.
So, I was talking to Jessica from Ama Waterways, and we'd love to put together really cool experiences for our members. And I'm like, what would be really killer is Ahmadiyya. And she was like, yes, for you and everyone else, it's extremely popular, to your point.
Yes.
So someday we'll get on that. Let's see here. This is everybody saying they can't hear us. So they really enjoyed the music. So there was a lot of excitement before all that. Let's see. Getting past the sound. Bonnie is watching too. Hey, Bonnie Lee,
Bonnie.
founder of Travel Quest Network.
Woo.
Celebrating its 25th year, which I do believe is the silver anniversary. 25 years? Is that silver?
I think so.
See, normally if you look at Evan to get a fact check, he's like
He's-
typing away. He's like chillaxing right now. Like, what's up? Give me some facts here. Let's see. Misty said, "Happy Friday, missed y'all the last couple of weeks."
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Let's see.
Yeah, girl.
Let's see, Michelle.
Now everybody knows you're not allowed to miss a week, right? Only I'm allowed to miss a week.
Right. You're not allowed to miss a week. Yeah.
But you have to be here every week.
Yes.
No, welcome back.
Yeah. And now I just happen to think we're not going to put this on the podcast because if the
What?
first 10 minutes there was no sound, that would be, I don't know, we can kind of,
Presto changeo,
little, yeah, okay, that's what
cut
we'll
and
do.
splice.
So those of you who do listen on the podcast, it's going to be a shorter podcast this week, and it'll be our trade secret.
They're gonna listen. Like, what are they talking about?
Yeah. Yeah, in fact, the fact I referenced it just ruined the podcast
It's like
moment.
it's like time travel. It never happened.
Okay. So, Michelle,
Yes.
she got back from the Asta River Cruise Expo
very
and the
cool.
post-cruise on the lower Danube. So, you better work it, Michelle. I was just talking to Jen from Riverside, who has the Mozart, and she did a surprise christening at the River Cruise Expo, and I thought that was pretty amazing.
Pretty savvy.
Yeah, pretty savvy.
Move.
So this is, if you know Jen, because she's been friends of ours for a long time
Yep.
from her previous company, but she's kind of a lot of energy, okay? And apparently she just asked the group. She said, "Have you ever been on a christening before of a ship?" And few people raised their hands.
Right.
And she said, "Well, after today, none of you will be able to not raise your hand for this."
Wow.
And then made it happen. So anyway, exciting things I hear from the River Expo. I would assume that you had a great time, Michelle. If any of you get the chance to attend the Asta River Cruise Expo, it really is action
I've
packed.
heard it's a great event.
Yeah.
My father was there actually last week,
Yeah.
and yeah,
It's
he said it was terrific.
Yeah, it's they really do it up. All right, Sarah, former Monarch Agency of the Year, first.
Inaugural.
Yeah, inaugural.
Monarch Agency of the Year.
Yes, she said, "Hi TQ family, happy Friday from the carpool lane." We should just have a segment called the carpool lane. I think that could be an option. So Tanya said, "My niece started to cheer this year. It's crazy fun."
There you go.
So is that what if you had to sum it up, is it crazy fun?
Okay.
I mean, when you say lasers, techno music.
Okay, let me break it down.
Okay.
We're gonna go out of our swim lane and we're gonna talk about cheer for a second.
Okay.
So here's what it is. So these girls, and there's some teams that are co-ed, but most of them are all girls teams. They practice 3, depending on their age group, right? 3 to 5 days a week for 2 to 4 hours of practice. So they're practicing a lot. And it's about a 2.5-minute routine. Okay? So they come out, and they all have, every routine has custom, I'll call it like techno rap music.
Okay.
But it's lyrics like about their team, and they all have funny or cool kind of team names.
Okay.
Right? So like my daughter's team is Blue Crush. Okay, right? And so they like reference that name in the song all throughout. And they choreograph, or they do their routine, and then they compose the music to, sync up with the different moves, right?
Okay.
So they start off, there's, in her team, there's about 30 of them.
Okay.
Right? And they're on this big, kind of picture like a gymnastics floor.
Okay.
Right? And then all of a sudden they start, and they all are running in different directions, doing like tumbling passes and like like that. And then they'll come together and they'll do stunts, like they'll throw one of them up and they'll stand on one foot and throw their leg in the air and then flip up and spin around, and they'll catch them. And then they'll do more tumbling passes, and then at the end they break it down and do like a little dance. And this whole time, every time they throw people up in the air, the lasers go choo choo and to like sync up with it. And there's like all these sound effects, like like cowbells and gongs and choo choo. So,
Is my phone ringing?
and we're going off the rails.
Yeah, sorry.
So competition cheer, and then they judge them on all these different things, and they kind of score it, kind of like they would do like like a gymnastics floor routine, right?
Yeah.
So they have different judges looking at different things, and
I like it.
yeah.
10s across the board. That's what you're looking for, right?
Actually, it's out of 100 scale, so a 10 would be very bad, but yes, you get the idea.
Wow.
But yeah,
That's
so
a-
they did
that's
very
a-
well. It was a
that's a-
2-day competition, and then they're heading to the big end of the year competition is down at Disney in a few weeks.
So can we say "Go Blue Crush"? Is that how you would?
You can, yeah. You
cheer
can all
them on?
say, yeah. Hashtag Blue Crush. You can.
I love it.
You can cheer for them.
Cheer for the
cheerleaders.
Yeah,
Yes.
I like that. Okay, well.
But it was cool because it was my weekend to be with just my daughter and I. Because I have 3 daughters, and it was a time just to be with her, and we had a good weekend.
Fun.
Yeah.
So, are you going to go down when she does the final?
Yes.
Okay. Pew pew. Okay.
I'll send you a video, and then it'll all make sense.
Yes.
But there's
Well-
definitely lasers.
All right. I want a video, and we want to broadcast it.
Okay.
Let's see. So Tanya said, yes, you need to experience cheer. Let's see. Okay, so Bill every week has been pretty much has been coming to us to say what the particular holiday is. Sorry, I'm just queuing up our next guest. Today is National Crayon Day.
Ooh.
What's your now he's being a part of the story. He's saying,
Yeah.
what's your favorite crayon color? What's your favorite crayon color?
Burnt sienna.
Really?
And I'll tell you why.
Please. Because that's not where I was
Because
going.
it's named for the town in Italy, Siena. And I don't recall. I think it's the color of the roofs there, or maybe it's the buildings. I don't remember
Okay,
which
but then
one.
does that mean that that they were burnt at some time?
No.
And it
No,
was
no,
just.
No, I don't think so.
I hope so.
But anyway, I remember hearing that when I was there, and that it was they named the Crayola color after it. So it's pretty much the only one I know.
Okay.
Therefore, my favorite. What about you?
I was just gonna say red.
Red.
Because
Okay, you're
because
Joshua.
because like when I was a kid, you only had 8 colors in the kit. Like I bet you had like a pack of 24 and it had a sharpener at the back. I had like the little basic.
You
like,
had like the sample red, yellow, green from
yeah.
in the little
oh
plastic
gosh,
sleeve.
like when you go to the restaurants
the
and
Red
they're
Lobster.
like, yeah, at the Red Lobster, there we go. You get the 3 colors and you're like, I can't color with these colors.
Red.
Ooh, thank you, Bill. That was a moment.
So I want to we're gonna go down this because Joshua has selected, our color palettes for our brand, and the color palettes, none of that. Like if you call our pink, if you call it pink,
It's rose.
that right. That's some might say a terminable offense, right? And if you call our purple, well, no, that's clairvoyant, right? So for you to say that your favorite color is red, that I gotta say that just surprised me.
Yeah, but we said crayons.
Yes, but
not
there's
in
fabulous
all the...
colors in Crayola crayons, aren't there?
I know, but I haven't experienced those. When with Play-Doh, I bet you had 15 colors and we had 3. So
I was like this child with this giant art kit and mounds of Play-Doh.
we're actually not that far apart in age, but I make it like, oh, when I was a wee lad, we just had 3 crayons.
Oh my goodness! All right, moving on.
My goodness. So Angela, not our Angela, but Angela, one of our members, she said, when I went to do the mic, at least I didn't have COVID Zoom pants on. I did actually have on real pants there. Thank you for noticing that, Angela. I appreciate that. Oh my goodness. All right, I am. So just talking about colors. So as you look around the Weekly Chatter Live set,
Yes.
you're starting to see it's a swinging hot spot we're trying to create here. And he's right. There's brand colors because you don't necessarily have to wear a shirt with your logo on it, although that's backwards, isn't it? You can, but you can also bring the brand to life with colors. So there's our rose color right behind us here, and this is called Royal Heath. So I hope you are paying attention to the touches that are everywhere. Not necessarily our lava lamp that we're still not able to get going. All right, so we've been fooling around a good bit here. Now, we got somebody standing by, and I am so excited to have her here. She comes every week, pretty much. I say that pretty much just because, I don't know. She might take a holiday one day. But I want to bring in our good friend from Tyler, Texas, Miss Velma. Velma, hello.
Hello. How are y'all?
It is, okay, so Velma's got a new background, y'all.
Ooh.
Yes. She wanted to, she said, do you have time for a quick phone call? And I was like, is something wrong? And she calls me on Teams, and she wanted to show her background off, but she couldn't figure out how to turn off the virtual background that is a copy of our set. So this is my first time seeing it. It looks great, Velma.
Yes, I love it. I love it. It's very pretty. Roses, sea roses, and some things I've picked up from traveling. Yes.
So she's got a travel wall too.
I love it.
Yes,
I
I
love
do.
it.
Yes, I do.
Well, Velma, this is the part in the show where you come and bring us the good news. You bring us the information about sales and revenue invoiced in the last week, which back 2 years ago, in the middle of things being very, very messy in the world of travel, we started doing this countdown or top 3 because there were so many members who were obviously dealing with things that were going on in the moment and cancellations and all that, but they were also booking for the future, and it was quite inspirational. So that's why we do this, and I'm going to hand it right on over to you, okay?
Okay, and I'm going to do a little different order today because, well, you'll see why. So, in the number 3 spot, gross sales of $168,049 with a net weekly revenue of $11,511. Then skipping over number 2 onto number 1.
Oh, wait a minute. You got to give me drum roll, right?
Yes, that's good. So in the number 1, gross sales of $121,260 and a weekly revenue of $12,429. Now,
Nice.
I've skipped over because in the number 2 spot, and Jason always loves this. He probably knows what I'm doing. And the number 2 spot, no gross sale amount. What's that mean? What does that mean?
Is it a TC?
Kinda.
What is it?
It's bonus commission.
Oh, yes.
Yes, from a group that this member had with Seaborn. So they had already invoiced, already submitted their sale for the sale, and already submitted for their commission. Now here comes this after they've traveled. Along comes dancing along, bonus commission of $11,975.
Well, that's a nice little bonus.
Yes, yes. Well, in fact, when I saw that, I had to go out doing some research. I went, "Uh-oh, something went wrong here." But no, that's yeah, I had to check that out, but it's valid.
So
I just think that's great.
so this bears repeating,
Yeah.
right? So this individual, they booked the group, they sold the group and booked it and invoiced it at some point in the past.
Yes.
And this week, they didn't invoice anything, except they've discovered that they had this bonus commission, so they invoiced that this week. So in a week where they closed no new business, they were still able to generate over, did you say 11K?
Almost 12,000.
Almost $12,000
Almost 12,000.
of revenue. Well, that sounds of revenue.
Revenue.
Money
Revenue.
going to their bank
Yes.
in a week where they didn't close any new business.
And that put them in the number 2 position.
Yes, that's correct. Woohoo!
Okay.
Yeah, girl.
Oh,
So the word the word for the week then, Velma, is hashtag groups.
Yes.
yes.
Yeah. Especially high-end groups like
High-end
Silver
groups.
Sea.
Yeah,
Seaborn.
Seaborn, sorry.
Yeah.
that went very well. Well, it would have gone well anyway, any cruise line, but with Seaborn, it really took it up a few notches. Actually.
Fantastic.
Way to go. Well, I didn't know where she was going to go with no gross sales. That's amazing. Well, good week.
Yes.
Very good week.
Yes.
Well, we love the new set.
Thank you.
Yes.
And I hope that you continue to add to your travel wall as we will continue to add to ours. It can be dueling travel walls.
Well, no, mine's pretty full. That's it. Don't hope for any more, Joshua. That's gonna be it.
Like, did she just like squash?
She's like, you can just turn your enthusiasm and dial it back.
Yeah, just like scale it back
I'm
a little
settled.
bit. Yeah.
Okay, Joshua. Gosh, I'll rotate some things, but the shelf. You see the size of the shelf. I don't have a super deluxe multi-level shelf like you do. So yes.
Well, I have a jellyfish light up swirly thing that I think could really liven that shelf up. I'm just saying.
Oh no, it won't fit. There's no room.
All right. Well, thank you, Velma, so much. Always a pleasure to see you. See you next week. Okay.
Thank you,
y'all have a
Velma.
great weekend. Bye.
Bye. She cracks me up. She's like, scale it back
She's
a
like,
little
"No,
bit.
I want nothing to do with your
Yeah.
extra jellyfish.
Yeah. Oh, I just wish that you could have been here after the show, just when really you found the instructions and said you didn't follow this. That's why they are all floating at the top. They look like fish that had died. Oh my goodness. All right, so a couple of things. We'll go back to the chatter in just a minute. But I wanted to remind everybody about the ALG Vacations exclusive promotion for Travel Quest Network. You can check it out under the Grow section in WorldVia Pro. The booking window is between April 10th and May 1st. And remember, that's an exclusive promotion just for Travel Quest Network members. And then also, and I've got my dates a little bit messed up here, but you want to look for the Disney Destinations promotion that is also in for April, and it is also in WorldVia Pro in the promotion section. So definitely please check those out. Another bit of information.
Yeah?
We are, I've got, look, I got my little cards. I am very, very excited because our Angela she's been working so hard on our road shows and our Course Summit event in Travel Quest World. But we've had some of our road shows that sold out and went to waitlist.
Yep.
Well, our Bonnie and Walt went to visit the hotel in Minneapolis and begged and pleaded to get some more space.
Oh.
So, so I believe right about now, she should be opening up more spots for the Minneapolis Roadshow, which is on May 4th. May the 4th be with you. Now there is a wait list, so the spots will open up, and if you are on the wait list and there's a spot open, you'll get an email. You can accept or decline, and then it'll move on to the next person on the wait list.
Okay.
So if you were on the wait list, then keep an eye out for your inbox. And if you aren't on the wait list, but you want to be on the wait list, get on the wait list because you never know what's going to happen.
It might roll through to you.
Yeah. So, just...
Very cool.
Yes, very, very cool. Very excited about that. And the other thing that we announced this week was that the Travel Quest World registration for September 8th, 9th, and 10th at the Waldorf Astoria, Orlando. The registration will open up on April 10th.
Yep.
And so will the room block. So be on the lookout for that if you are a member of Travel Quest Network. If you're not a member of Travel Quest Network, you can just go to travelquestnetwork.com/events, and you can learn all about Travel Quest World. Please do that. The other thing I wanted to say is we had some big news this week.
We had a lot of news this week.
Yeah, we had a lot of news this week, but in particular, we unlocked some more features, pro features to WorldVia Pro, and then even some premium tools.
We did, yes.
So do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure. And for those of you who missed it, you can get a full brief by watching the All Call recording. That's out there on Pro now?
Yes.
If it's not, it will be shortly. But yeah, this week we introduced the next big feature in the CRM, which is the trip manager. So this is kind of that sales pipeline view, so you can view all your trips, what stage they're in, what status they're in. You know, are they proposal pending? Are you waiting for approval? Is it active? Like, are they traveling right now? Is it returned? Is it canceled? Whatever the status is, and you can attach notes to that trip. You can attach tasks to that trip. You can watch the all-call recordings. We put out some additional updates around some of the features that were already there, like creating tasks that are tied to events. Like, this is a task that it's due 3 weeks before departure of this particular trip, right? So really cool features in the CRM. And then we introduced this version 2 of the content creator. So version 1 came out in early March, right? And that's where we have you can write agent profiles kind of automatically with just a few little inputs. And then in version 2, we kind of kicked that up, not just one notch, probably like 4 or 5 notches. And you can create secondary profiles as well. Watch the all-call recording for all the details on that. And then we have a couple of premium tools that are available to our professional plan members. So, our current plans, that's the growth plan and higher. And those premium tools are the blog creator and the social creator. So the blog creator, you can create several different styles of blog posts. And the social creator, you can create several different styles of social media posts, all with just putting in a few keywords. And not just a single post, but a whole series of posts. So we have members already who are using this, before they even go on a trip, to put in the itinerary of the trip and generate the series of social posts that they're going to post every single day before they've even taken off.
Well, we have to call out. It's Heidi from New York. And where is she going?
She was going to the Azores.
Yeah. And she said she used it. She's already got her social posts all loaded up and ready to go.
Yep.
I love it.
And we've seen there's lots of folks who are using it already, but go do check that out. Watch the all call recording because we spent probably about a half an hour going through all the different features that we rolled out this week.
Yeah.
Really cool stuff.
Yeah, and it's free to play, so like go in there and play around with it and get familiar with it. And
the one note I will, and we're going to be talking more about those tools and how to really get the most out of them during. We'll have a segment on that during the road shows.
Yeah.
But one thing I have noticed, even just early on, is for all of the different content types, there's a creativity slider. Mm-hmm. Experiment with those as well as the writing style, because you're going to get quite different results as you choose different styles and different levels of creativity. So experiment with that. Again, as Joshua said, there's you're not incurring a cost per submission, right?
Yeah.
So it's part of your membership. So experiment and see what. One of the things we want to do is see which are the settings that produce the best results. So to do that, we need a lot of people using it, and you can say when you see the result, you can give it a thumbs up, yeah, this is great, or thumbs down, not so good, and that'll give us some feedback to which are the best settings to recommend for different kinds of content.
Yeah, so I would always choose. I would dial that to full-on creativity, but I know so many people are like,
not necessarily.
No, yeah, no, I need to dial it back a little bit. But yeah, play with it. It's like tuning a radio, right?
And we call it the creativity slider.
Yeah.
But as you go up the creativity slider, you might start to see more instances of things that maybe don't make sense. So that's what you just got to play with it, right?
I like it.
Yeah.
Well, I said this on the all call. Most of the time, it's writing the first sentence. That's the hardest part of writing. So the fact that you can get full on blog posts or social posts, and then you can go in and tweak them however you want. I think it's awesome. So just more capabilities unlocking in WorldVia Pro, and a lot more in store.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and as you said, we'll be unveiling. It'll be like, oh, look behind the box here, the curtain, and you can see. I don't know why I had to do a funny voice there, but at the road shows, which start April 17th.
Yep, big stuff coming.
Yep, the day after my birthday, April 16th is my birthday. Just so everybody knows. The other thing, when we talk about being creative and getting inspired, so our Evan, this is now his third full week with us. Thank you. See, I like having him there. He's confirming that I'm not talking crazy. He just dropped 3 new Email Plus newsletters into your campaigns shared that all of you have access to. It had been on hiatus, and that hiatus was I was not getting those written. So now that Evan is here, he jumped in and took care of that. And if you're not familiar with Email Plus, please go in WorldVia Pro, go to Grow, and then Email Plus, and you can learn all about Email Plus. It's a free email marketing, lead capture, landing page, automation tool. I mean, it's enterprise grade level tool. But you also get these newsletters that we create for you. You can change them however you want. You could send them as is, or you could say, I'm going to add my own little personal story in here. Put your own photos in there. I mean, it comes with a photo. But the idea is that you don't have an excuse to not send a newsletter, because you have one every single month. And we break them up into 3 categories. One is North America, and we say that kind of loosely because it also includes the Caribbean and Mexico. It's just kind of this little area of the map. And then we've got World Traveler content. This is World. And then we've got the VIP. This is the VIP move, right? So
there's a hand gesture for all 3.
Yeah, there's a hand gesture. Please check those out. More of those coming, and we want to make sure you have those before the month starts. use one, use them all. Don't use any of them. Maybe use them to start. One of our members, their agency starts with that. And then completely tells a bigger story beyond that. So sometimes it's just, like I said, just getting started. But those are now in there. So if you are not an Email Plus, you can sign up in WorldVia Pro. You can sign up. It's free for you to sign up. And then all you have to do is go to Campaigns and Shared, and you will see all of the newsletters.
Right.
And a little trick there is, if you haven't used them before, you can always go back to older ones too. So. Got some options. You got some options. So very, very excited about that. Also this week we talked a little bit about Launch Sequence, which is our new orientation available in the Passport Courses section of WorldVia Pro.
Very excited to get that out.
Very, very excited. It gives you a nice sampling of all the different aspects of your membership in Travel Quest Network, and points you in the direction to go a little bit deeper in different areas. So that is available. Even if you have been with us for a while, I definitely suggest you go check it out, because I think the whole team came together and came up with some good content to get everyone informed. So
there's probably at least a few things you weren't aware of.
Yeah.
And I think you can watch it, not that you should, but if you're pressed for time, I think you can speed it up. Can't you?
Yeah.
I think you can. So
yeah.
You know, if you just want to take a few minutes and skim through, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
And if you can't, I'm sorry.
Yeah. But if I'm on it, just watch the whole thing, because you never know.
Then you
what's
watch
gonna
it
happen.
twice.
Yeah. Then you gotta watch it twice.
You watch his sections twice.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
okay.
Mainly because I did make sense the first time. Man, I've got so many notes here. I think. Okay. So let's go to the chatter, and then we'll get to some headlines, right?
Okay.
Okay. Why did you look at me like that? That made me nervous. Let's see. Let's see. So Michelle said, when our first 3 months of business are on track to double 2022.
Fantastic.
So Michelle and her husband are in business together. So very, very happy for you both.
Congratulations, Michelle. That's terrific.
Yes. Nate, happy Friday from windy Colorado. We're gonna see Nate at the road shows. Let's see. Okay, so not our Angela, but Angela, our member Angela, who talked about me not having COVID pants on. She said the OCD in me would like your note cards to be printed backwards so they read correctly for me. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Thank you for that note, Angela. You've always got some good notes for me. I appreciate that. Let's see. And Michelle said she wants to be in the weekly chatter with us.
Yes.
Evan will attest. It's as much fun as you imagine it to be. Let's see. Okay, so Cynthia's answering about Petpalooza?
Petpalooza.
Yeah.
What
pets can get treats, free exams, shots, tagging, and there will be food trucks and music.
Fun.
I mean, that sounds like a grand day out right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get your shots, have a food truck, and
you would love that,
music.
Especially with your 12 dogs.
Yeah. Alan said Tron was amazing. I wrote it twice.
Nice.
Better than Guardians, in my opinion. Ooh. Now,
Shots
Alan, I can't remember. Were you on the Velocicoaster when they made me ride it twice? I can't remember if Alan was, but I'm just, I worked at a theme park when I was a kid, and loved riding the roller coasters over and over again. So we were at an event where you could ride it multiple times, and I went with a bunch of our members. They got me to go on it. Oh, come on, do it again. As someone who does not drink, I looked like I was loaded when I was having to hang on to the wall. Yeah, it was a lot for me. So let's see. So Bonnie was just letting us know why Walt was going down to Iowa. Do you know why?
No.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you guys had talked. He was on his way to pick up a tractor.
Oh.
Because of course. That should not surprise me. I love it. Let's see here. Michelle said, I have clients finishing a med cruise in Athens and added a couple of nights in Cairo.
There you go.
Now I want to do that as well. That's what she said. And then Erica said, the new Egyptian museum is on my bucket list. Wow. Lots of chatter going on in the chatter.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right. So let's do some headlines.
Okay.
Okay. But I have a headline.
Okay.
Okay. And it comes from the New York Times.
All right.
Because you know I read the New York Times every day. So it's a play on jet setting. Have you heard this?
I have.
Well, have you heard about this?
I haven't. Is what I meant to say.
It's set jetting, and that's where you go and visit. You go on vacation to visit the sets of your favorite movies, like or TV shows, like Game of Thrones, The Last of Us. There's an uptick in Alberta tourism because that's where The Last of Us is filmed, and in particular, White Lotus, Sicily.
Yep.
Which I'm telling you, I want to go to Sicily because of White Lotus.
Don't you?
I totally do. Like and it's not, as we've said before, it's a murder show. So I don't know why, but I am so attracted. I looked up.
Just the way they shoot that show.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it makes it look just stunning. Like all the sets they choose. You know, it just looks like incredible places to go.
Yeah.
You know, minus the,
murder
people and murder.
Yeah. But and it is confirmed that season 3 is going to be in Thailand. Yeah. So
Thailand is my #1 bucket list
Okay.
destination. Maybe this is the reason to go.
Well, when you see the season 3 of White Lotus, you'll be like, "Yep, it's gonna happen."
Very cool.
After you do camels through Cairo, then you'll do that. All right.
All right.
What about you?
Okay, let's see here. So you know I like the river cruises.
You
Joshua.
love them. You love them.
American Cruise Lines.
Yes.
They're putting out a 60-day river cruise on, I think it's 4 different rivers, 4 different time zones, a handful of rivers at least. Goes to some of the major national parks. 50 to about 75K.
Which
Might be a little out of my budget, but if for the,
for 60 days though.
still out of my budget, but
Well,
I appreciate the encouragement. It sounds really cool.
Yeah.
And I know we have lots of members with clients who that is not out of their budget.
Right.
So that's a great offering for somebody interested in a long river cruise journey to see lots of different parts of the U.S. So I thought that was very cool.
But if you were going to do the U.S.
Yeah.
and you were going to have, chat at dinner parties, I mean, that right there would kind of trump anything. Like, I was in the back of the station wagon going to the Grand Canyon is not going to really cut it when it comes to that.
And I haven't been on a U.S. river cruise, but I know certainly the ones in Europe, that one of the best things about them is you go to destinations, at least that I would never have thought to go to.
Right.
And you see cities or towns, and I wonder if that is going to be the case, or if that is the case for U.S. river cruises. Do you stop, along the Mississippi in some small town that you would never go to otherwise? And when you go there, is there an interesting story to be told?
Oh, I
so
know.
There's got to be.
Yeah, there's got to be.
But I'm curious, if any of you have been on one of the new U.S.-based river cruises, are those stories as powerful as they are in Europe?
Right.
Because it's familiar to us, or is it just a cool way to travel? That's what I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd love to find that out.
Well, I think you always point to Europe as all of these the cool history and things like that. But to your point, these rivers were so important to our history that there's bound to be stories that we just don't even think about.
I would think.
Yeah.
But I have not experienced it, so I'd love to hear from from you who maybe have.
Yeah.
Okay, so we talk about one particular cruise line in an outsized proportion to their share of the industry, at least thus far, and is a favorite of our one and only Wendy Laporte. Well, those of you who tune in regularly know I'm talking about Virgin Voyages.
Yes.
They just did a clean sweep at the Cruise Critic Cruiser's Choice Awards. Clean sweep in the large trip category. They won Best Dining, Best Service, Best Value, and Best Overall.
Wow.
Mic drop, right?
Yeah. So Richard Branson was like, yeah, I did, start a cruise line when we couldn't sail, but when we did hit the water,
Yeah.
mic
So
drop.
as poorly as his Virgin Orbit is doing, Virgin Voyages is doing quite well, and winning lots of awards. And Viking took a similar clean sweep in the river categories.
And I want to add for Viking.
Yes.
What I found out that I found very interesting is, I mean, they are definitely front of mind when someone thinks about river cruising.
Yes,
the
for sure.
public, they definitely kind of own that space. But the ocean side of their business is doing equally as well.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that they had kind of balanced out in popularity. So that's massive.
Yeah, for sure. And speaking of Viking, they're launching a new travel advisor training program. There's going to be 4 modules, and it's going to cover sales and marketing and different sales strategies. So that's something to check out.
Yes.
For those of you interested in just the river cruise category. Let's see what else here. Disney. I know you like Disney.
You do too?
They bought a huge ship, 208,000 gross tons, I think, which is very similar to like Royal's Oasis class, about that size, right? And it's called the Global Dream, and the company was building it, I think, went bankrupt during the pandemic. Anyway, Disney bought it. They're rebuilding it. It's going to basically look like their other Disney ships, except it's huge. But it's going to be based in Singapore permanently for at least 5 years. So they just entered into an MOU, what it's called, a memorandum of understanding.
Okay.
With Singapore, that'll be based there for at least 5 years, starting in 2025. So, what I don't know is it catered to the Southeast Asian market, or is it catering to the U.S. market for Southeast Asian itineraries?
Okay.
So if someone could fill me in on that, I'd appreciate it. I'm curious. What else?
We used to not do the headlines at all, and now I'm like enthralled with this.
Yeah.
Like you heard it here first.
So Hilton.
Yes.
Hilton.
I think I've heard this story. I think I know this story.
Oh, do you?
No.
Oh. Just getting back at me?
Yeah, I was trying to get back at you for that one.
So they're expanding their footprint in the Caribbean, specifically in Puerto Rico. So they're looking to add 10 new properties in Puerto Rico over the coming years. So that will, I think, double their presence there.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And let's see what else. Do I have anything else?
This is when you...
That's it. That's the headlines.
Well, let's see if anybody had any feedback on the traveling on the U.S. rivers. Let's see. Let's see. Erica said that I cruised the American Queen on the Mississippi, and it was an awesome experience. You absolutely stop in some small towns in Mississippi that you never stop in and have an awesome experience.
There you go.
So, yeah. All right, guys. We filled our time. We were a little quiet in the beginning. You couldn't hear us. But so glad to have you back in the co-pilot seat here.
I enjoyed it, as always.
Yeah?
Thank you for having me.
I just invite who I like. That's how it goes. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us live or watching this on demand. Please like, subscribe, turn on notifications, thumbs up, whatever you do, wherever you are watching this or listening to this. Please keep us going and have a phenomenal weekend. We can't wait to see you next Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern. Take care.
Have a great weekend.
Bye, guys.
Bye.